I almost started that over. Hey, welcome everybody. Hopefully your Friday's going well. Actually didn't mind starting today a little bit later because I got to get a video done that I was working on. So now I have a video for tomorrow and I'm kind of going to get to chill after the stream. Not sure if this will be a long stream or not because this is a new time. So it could be possible that nobody shows up and that's all right too. All right. So what up? What up? As always, I'm Jay. Then we're going to throw away your feelings, open your minds, and question your beliefs. I hope your week went well. Mine went pretty good. Pretty good week. Got a few videos out. Got some work done. Let me take this blanket off because it's about to get hot. Oh, shit. Just almost knocked some things down. So, yep. Today's topic is pretty simple. Hey, Buck, what up? What up, Pix? What's up? Pretty simple. I actually want to see how many honest interlocutors, I always say that word so bad, interlocutors, that could come up and maybe share some of their struggles with some of the horrible things that we are told that God did in the Bible. Instead of the whole, oh, God's evil, call in and tell me how God's not evil. I wanted to see if maybe there's some honest people that struggle with what the Bible says that God either commands or God does, or I don't think that everybody's just sitting out there with the apologetics that we're taught. When I was a believer, I struggled with some of the shit that was in the Bible. So I'm hoping we haven't transitioned to some all believers just now just say, oh, well, there's a reason for the evil. I just wonder if there's some honest people out there that actually struggle with some of the things that are said, because in this book there are some horrible things. So just saying, let's see what we got. Don't plan on being long, like always. I know I say that and we end up being here for 2.5 hours, but so like, so anyways, what's up, everybody? Obviously, everybody, you could still call in if you want to defend what I'm saying, but I would really enjoy if some people came on that just shared their struggles with the book and share some of those questions or share some of the questions they have in the book. And then that's something that can be talked about too. It still turns into me kind of asking you certain questions, but maybe that's a better way to start off these kind of conversations. Sometimes it's like, hey, instead of just being like, hey, believer, you're stupid, you don't know what you're talking about, this says this in the book, why do you still believe it? Maybe ask some of the believers, like, hey, like, is there anything you literally struggle with in with the Bible? Or are you sitting there saying you literally have no struggles with this book? I think one is honest, I think one's not, but I can't really be the determining factor on if somebody's being honest or not. So I think that'll be a little bit different. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right. I was excited to come on live. I can't join the Discord. We have the Ninja link that should work if you're not able to join Discord. So that should be good too. I did take you guys' advice on the last video. I found a West Huff one that I thought was very interesting. So we'll see if it does well or not. It was doing okay, but we'll see. And then I got another one ready for you guys tomorrow. Since I won't be streaming or anything tomorrow, you'll be able to see my ugly mug just on the video. All right, Jay, you're a dirty heathen. Come back to Jesus. He needs your 10% tithe weekly. I guess. Maybe. I know you're joking, but, why does God need money? That's a very interesting question. It's part of, like, just speaking of that, it's weird. No, actually, it's still, I guess I still would say it's probably bad. If I saw churches like the Catholic Church, right? That church has so much money. If I saw that church, instead of having grand cathedrals and all these huge presentations in their churches, instead of seeing that, if I saw just like, I don't know, poor looking churches, but they were literally all those millions and millions. I don't know if they have billions. Maybe they have billions of dollars were being spent towards actually really not just charity stuff, because charity can be a little tricky, like literally going places and building up these places, right? Like building up the infrastructure, building up all the things that would be needed for a society to succeed. I would also be one of those people like, hey man, the church does some great things, but when I see most of the time, the church does go help people. Don't get me wrong. There's charities. At one point in time, literally the only way there you could help people was to join the church, but that's irrelevant. But I wonder why, like, these mega churches. I grew up in Houston, Joel Osteen, big ass churches. And I'm just like, why are we building these big ass churches? Literally, it would be better for, I mean, it would be hard to do this, but it would be better for 0 people to go to the church on Sunday and just give money, and then everybody just go out and literally help people instead of going to church on Sunday. But yeah, I think everybody, I think a lot of people will agree with me there about the mega churches. But anyways, that's not to condemn anybody or anything, but there are people, a lot of these charities, a lot of these big churches and things like that, I don't think do enough. And they act just like the secular things, right? Like, I kind of hate I hate like Super Bowl stuff. I hate all those big sport events. I hate all of those like Grammy events where all of these people with so much wealth are just gathering together to glaze themselves. And then why isn't that used to go help people? Like, yes, raise the money because we're all stupid and we like entertainment, right? So I get it. You have the Super Bowl and everybody buys expensive ass tickets and does all this expensive ass shit, but it should be something that is geared toward just helping people. Like, hey, we're all going to go watch this football game like idiots, but all the money that is raised, or a huge portion of the money is raised, is going to go help a community. Godly, I don't know why we don't do that. So, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Don't know what to say. All right, so anyways, what up, Weeping Spirit? How you doing? Happy Jesus. Yeah, God can be bad. That's true. That's true. A lot of people don't like to say that, but why can't God be bad? It's fair. I would say animals are greedy. I know, like when we say man, I think there's some weird thing to it, but literally, life is greedy. So it's not people, it's life. Like life wants to live, life is selfish. So like I don't know. I don't we put ourselves on this different category. We're just animals. Like we're just animals. So it's like I'm not gonna say man or like man. I'm just saying this is what we should do. I honestly get why we don't do it because we want to just take care of ourselves. I just happen to be a creature or an animal that thinks in a little bit of different ways, and there are other animals that think the same way as me. So if you just go back in time, people in general were probably way more selfish, and they're for good reasons or bad reasons, whatever the case is. I'm just hoping as we progress into the future, as technology gets better and less people have to work as hard to not accumulate, but to build the same things, that wealth should be getting spread. Like it should be getting spread. So, like we are animals though, and if a tiger evolved to have a brain like us, be sure that a tiger would have animals in cages, be farming things. Like animals we are animals. So we just happen to be the ones that took over, right? Like I don't think dinosaurs would like if we want to put ourselves on a comparison scales, dinosaurs were way better than us as far as conquering the world. They conquered the world for millions of freaking years. So dinosaurs did way better than us. We are just at the beginning. And dinosaurs were not nice. Like they weren't these nice ass people. Like dinosaur will eat your ass. Like it wasn't like, hey, you're another human being there. So I'm sorry, you're another animal. I'm gonna like make sure I treat you right. No, dinosaur will eat your ass. So we need to stop pretending that we're different from animals and actually embrace that we are animals. And in fact, that we can actually think a little bit different and we can do better. So, but we are animals. I say that about dinosaurs because we know they lived that long. I'm confused by that question. We know dinosaurs were around longer than we were around. Were longer than we have been around, right? I don't get that question. So anyways. Yo, what up, Prio? What's up? What's up? Emmett Brown, thank you. Enjoy wonderful content. Thank you. I try to get better each time, by the way. I do take the critiques that I get, even if I snap back at somebody, because I have this pet peeve about really stupid critiques. Like, like people get mad that I'm not making my video directly for them. I don't know you. So it's like when people put those comments like, hey, don't make the video exactly like this because I like my videos that way. I don't know you. I'm literally just making the video how I think I would like the video. And then I take critiques. But it's just like, how are you mad at me for not making the video exactly like Jim Bob wanted? Like, I didn't mean to say Jim Bob because that's an actual person. I didn't mean to say that. So ignore that part. It's just like, come on. Yes, we are 100% animals. Animals take advantage of what they can take advantage of, and that's just it. Even a tree will take advantage of what it could take advantage of. If the tree's roots need to bust through your house in order to get to some water, guess what? That tree don't give a shit about you or your house. The tree roots will grow through your damn house. Life is ruthless. Like seriously, life is ruthless. This isn't some magical place like people pretend like everybody's getting along. Life is fucking ruthless. Excuse my language, but like life is nasty. Like it will kill you. Almost everything in the universe will freaking kill us. So it's like there's not some just like kumbaya thinking going on. Like no. Nature is a bee and it will kill your ass. And we kill things too. Like we are nature. We're just an extension of nature. We are nature. Like, yeah, we're ruthless like nature is. So we are ruthless. And so is life. Life is freaking ruthless. Boo boo boo. All right, let me check this. You can also join Discord if you want to chat. I forgot to take down my black background, by the way. So this is how my video is looking now. Like I have a little black background, and then I turn down the exposure, and it gets super dark. It's the vibe I wanted, but some people complain. But I don't know. I'm gonna stick with it for a minute. But like I said, short stream, guys, because we're starting later. So I actually think we'll have less people here because most people thought we were going to be at 11. So it might be something that this would be a gradual thing. If I like it, by the way, because I also like to have my time to myself. Hey, Pix. Yeah, I think you commented on one like about the vibe and that I should have like a candle. Wait, hold on. Give me my arm. Get a candle over here, like floating in the air. So be cool. Like I said, it is possible that I trained people to come at a certain time, so we might have less people here today. It's not supposed to be creepy, but it's supposed to be like, I don't know, just listen. Like people just need to listen sometimes. Like people just like just listen, and sometimes like you don't need all the extra stuff. Just hear somebody's words. I'm not trying to be creepy completely, but it's just like I just want people to just listen and think about what I'm saying and not worry about how I look or the background or all these other things that people worry about. I'm just like, man, come on, there's more important stuff. I'm trying to portray a message here. Let's let's chill and listen to what I'm saying and have a discussion. Uh anyways. Oh, there's an atheist as a Christian YouTuber now? I would like to hear their story. I saw you posted something in the Discord book. Was that what you're talking about? No, that's Amigo. That's a song. I don't know, bro. Unless you're messing with me right now, I don't know. Post the link in the description. Post a link in the description. Did I just say that? Post a link in the comments about the person you're talking about. I would like to actually listen to it. Oh, before that? Okay, hold up. Before that. I see something about Bible guy. I don't know what's going on there. I don't even know who Bible. I mean, I know Bible. Oh, don't know him. Let me not say that. Yeah, I don't know. Just post it. I don't like scroll through all this Discord stuff. I don't know. All right. All right. Still nobody joining. His name is Majestic Reason. He just uploaded. He did videos with Alex O'Connor. Oh, hold up. I might know who you're talking about. Let me look it up. Let me see. Let me see. What's he said Majestic. Oh, damn, that shit popped right up. This is how you know Google and AI is listening to your ass, by the way. I've never looked up this person ever. I put in MA, and that shit pops up. That's how you know. Oh, him? Oh, I thought he already was a Christian. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't want to talk too much shit about somebody. I always thought he was, even when he was speaking like to Alex, he sounds like a Christian. He always sounded like a Christian. Majesty, sorry, not Majestic. Majesty, sorry. No, this guy always sounded like a Christian. It's like, wait, what? Did he just trick? Let me not say too much shit. I ain't trying to get sued or whatever. Take that back. I don't know this person. I will give my opinion that he always sounded like he was religious. Like, I'll just say that. Don't know the guy personally, but this person always sounded like it. I think he was on one of my videos a while back. I thought he was a believer. I didn't say that in the video, but he was talking to Alex about something. Oh yeah. Sorry to snapping y'all like that. He was talking about the video where him and Alex were talking about Matt Dillahunty, and they were talking about what is evidence, like is testimony evidence. He sounds like a Christian. Like, he sounded like a Christian in that video. You guys remember what I'm talking about? I did a response on that video, but he literally sounded like he was a Christian. I thought he was a Christian. So is that supposed to be a big reveal? I don't know. It's not a big reveal to me. I peep game, man. I'm made for this shit. Like, sorry for cursing, but like, nah, I peep game, man. I've been through some shit. Dang, I cursed again. Yeah. I don't know. If you talk to me long enough, I could tell if you not if you lying, but I can tell. Yeah, this dude, he was already a believer, man. Real talk. I would love to talk to him, I guess, but since I'm kind of calling him out a little bit, I would offer the talk to me, but my channel's not big enough for him to care. But just say it. Since I'm talking a little bit of crap, like, hey, talk to me, and I think I would prove that you are probably already a believer. Pro tip: what matters are facts, not your feelings. Yeah, that's why we say throw away our feelings. Did I forget to say that? Sorry, guys. Hold on. Let's start over. I forgot to give that. Don't forget to throw away your feelings, open your minds, and question your beliefs. All right. I forgot to say that. Thank you. Christian atheism. Is that kind of like God, there's a guy I watch. Let me see if I can find him in my history. He's like one of those guys that obviously went to like seminary or something. It's not Dan McClellan, by the way, obviously. It's another guy that does it. And he basically sounds like a Christian that's not a Christian. And I always found it so interesting. I'm going to keep scrolling until I find him. I just don't know who he is. But he sounds like he's like Christianity, cool. It's not real, but it's better to follow it in a way. I'm going to keep scrolling until I find this guy. I know it's been a while since I watched a video of his, but I'll find it. Well, I like my thought, and tell me if I'm wrong, but when I hear Christian atheism, it's like the rules that you can get from Christianity, you use those, but the whole God thing is just BS. Which I think would be a good step in the right direction, but I don't think we need Christianity at all. Like I just don't think we need it. Like we have surpassed the need for make believe reasons to be good. Oh, here it is. CJ Cornthwaite. I'm so bad with names. CJ Cornthwaite. CJ Cornthwaite. CJ Cornthwaite. Is that the name? Because he sounds like, when I would listen to him, he's like this person that, like, wait, you don't believe, but you said you're a Christian. Like, did you say you're a Christian? Like, what? Hold up. I think Christianity gets too much credit a bit. Like, because Christianity spread throughout the world through swords and blood, almost all Western nations were built off of the blood and slavery of Christianity. So it's like everybody has this feeling that everything came from Christianity, but it's because you were forced into Christianity. I can only imagine how many people discovered things or were important people that had to pretend that they were Christians, because that's the only way you could make it. I like to think of it this way. You have to act a certain way in certain companies or in certain economic sections or sectors in order to be successful. It doesn't mean you really believe in those things. No. So Christians have this weird thing that just because everybody was at least claiming to be Christians, that they are really Christians. And that's a really weird way to think about things, because that's not how it works. If you oppress people, they can pretend. And if that's the way you can be successful, you will act a certain way, right? So I think about a lot of the civil rights stuff where people have to start acting how other people wanted them to act in order to get a job or whatever the case is. Could be good, could be bad. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. That's not what I'm talking about at the moment. But like all of the discoveries, a lot of those were Christians because you could not gain access to scientific material or scientific research unless you said you were a Christian. So it's just like, yeah, of course, everything was built off of that. Just like if we go back 10,000 years, you probably believed in some other crazy shit. And you were one of the inventors or whatever the case is. So anyways, my thought on that. Let me know what you guys think. I don't know if that's the person you guys are talking about, but I said it's like CJ Corinth something. But he has the vibe to me like he's like a Christian atheist. But yeah. Pyro. Yeah, I don't know if we have enough people yet, man. My thing is, if I'm going to host something, it's going to be right. And we don't have and no fault, like I appreciate everybody's support. So I'm not saying that I don't appreciate it, but I think we have to have way more people joining our lives to hold those kind of events. That's just my thought on it. Because some people are going to be bad at it, and you're going to have to kick them out of the live. So it's just like, so you need a cycle of people in order to do something like that, because not everybody's going to come up here and spit some game, as I say. Sunday, I will be. Let me see. I think they might have gave me the link yet. Sunday, I'm going to be on another channel doing a small little debate thing. Well, it's going to be a live call-in thing, but let me see if they gave me the link yet. Anyways, just be in tune if you want to come support my first debut as a guest. I'll post it in the Discord, and then you guys can all come check me out on this show. I'm going to post it on Discord. I'm not going to post it right now. But yeah, just keep in touch. That's going to be Sunday. I think it's around... I got to actually check what time. Anyways, just be on Discord and you can see and you can come support. Hopefully, I can spread my... I think I'm different. So hopefully I can spread what I do into other arenas. We got somebody coming up as guest. I feel like guest never works. So if you're coming on Discord, go ahead and join the Video Ninja. If you have to join as guest, just join the Video Ninja, and then I'll bring you up. Yeah, I saw yours in the Discord. Hold on. I thought I saw what you talking about. Yeah, you reposted Insurrection Hymns, right? Sounds a little weird. Oh, yeah. Well, you have to join the Discord. So I think once you join, you're able to see the Discord. If not, let me know. Just send me a friend request and you can join the Discord. Everybody's welcome in the Discord. There's no weirdness to it. No problem. All right. Yeah, you guys know CJ? Okay. Yes. Ooh, excuse me. But I don't know if CJ considers himself like a believer or not. I don't know. I guess that was kind of my point on that one. Like, I have no clue. Well, I didn't know you could join as guests, but at first people were literally just joining, and then people started joining as guests, and I don't know. I'm too nice. I'm a nice guy, man. I'm just a nice guy. I just believe in being kind to people. So I do let people get away with stuff that I probably shouldn't, but I don't know. I believe so much in being kind to people. Life sucks, man. So I really do try to... Like, I smile. I get on people's nerves at work. I know I do. Because I'm that guy, like... Oops, sorry. Probably making a lot of noise. I'm that guy, like, I see you, man, at work. I'm going to smile. I'm going to recognize you. And I work at a place where you're not even supposed to recognize people. So, like, I'm that annoying guy. I know I'm annoying. Like, if you see me, I'm going to smile at you. I'm going to say good morning. Because life sucks, man. Like, I know you're coming to work and life sucks. You don't want to be at work. I'm going to try to make work the happiest place you can be. And I know I get on people's nerves. I really do. I'm trying to work on it. Like, I did a little experiment. It's funny if anybody from work is listening to this. I did a little experiment the last couple of weeks where I stopped just saying hello to people. and they expected me to say hello to them, and I could see that they expected them to say hello, or expected me to say hello to them, and it was like an awkward thing. I was just walking by people just to see, just to see what happens. I experiment with everything. That's the thing you guys got to know about me. If you tell me there's proof of God and there's some experiment I can do, I will do it. Like, I experiment with everything. If you tell me magic is real, I will experiment with it. I will experiment. This is how I'm so confident in my beliefs a little bit, because I will try everything. And hey, MMJP, you're a guest, so in Discord, guests do not work. So either join the Video Ninja link or don't be a guest on Discord. So, like, guests do not work. I can't do anything with you in Discord. So go ahead and join the other link, or just make a real account. Yeah, I'll give you a link to join Discord. Hold up. My bad. I probably should start putting that in there. You know, you create some things, you don't really expect them to grow sometimes, and then they grow. So there's a lot of stuff I got to work on that, you know, I'd like, there's certain levels of your channel you don't really expect. And then, I don't know, one day we may have, you know, thousands of people listening in or whatever. But I literally made the channel because I would be watching debates. I would be watching people stream, and I'd be kind of yelling at the screen like, that doesn't make sense. Just say this. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start talking to my damn self, because I don't have anybody to talk to about these things in the way I want to talk about these things, because I want to talk about this crap all the time. Like, I don't even get how believers don't want to talk about this all the time. Like, I don't get how they function. If you really believe, I could barely function when I believed. I told you guys this story. I'm not going to go over it again, but I could barely function when I believed, because everything was so important, right? This 80 years of our life was not important. Like, knowing God and finding out about God was so important. I never understood why anyone else wanted to do anything else. So, I don't know. I would love to talk about these things all the time. Like, seriously, all the time. And that's why I just started making videos, because nobody wants to talk about this shit all the time. Like, people would rather just bury their heads. Like, whether it's a believer or not, like, most people just want to bury their heads in the sand and just try to survive. That's politics, that's religion, all the things that you're taught to not talk about that are the most important things. Isn't that funny? But that's how it works. You're told not to talk about these things and just go put your head in the sand and move on. And that's from all leaderships. Like, your religious leaders kind of tell you the same shit too. You're worrying too much about it. Just trust in God. Just have faith. I know a lot of you guys like the word faith, but that is literally telling you to just stop searching. That's stupid. I'm just saying it again. Faith is telling you to stop searching. That is stupid. That's dumb. That's dumb. That's dumb. That's dumb. I'm gonna keep saying that. That's dumb. Telling you to stop searching is dumb. That's a bad person. Anybody tells you to stop searching, be careful. Teach your kids this too, by the way. If the guy with the ice cream truck tells the kid, hey, don't go ask your parent, just come here. You would say that's crazy. You would tell your kid that's stupid. So why, as adults, do we think it's okay to sit for other people to say, hey, stop searching, have faith? Yeah, right. Screw that. I teach my kids to not have faith. Don't find out what the hell's going on. Prove me wrong. I tell my kids to prove me wrong, by the way. Legit. Like, I tell my kids, hey, if you're going to argue with me, you can beat me, but you better have some good ass examples. You better have some good evidence. You better have all of those things. And I let my kids say stuff to me, but they better come smart. Hey, Nikki, welcome, Nikki. Hey, we got somebody. All right, hold up. Let's see here. Let me pull them up. Da, 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 da. Now I can stop talking to myself. All right, only one person at a time, so I'm going to mute somebody, and I'm going to go with the first person that came in. Hello.
I don't know who's being addressed.
Oh, sorry, I can't see the name. It just says NNV, but it's you because you just
All
said
right.
something. Yes.
I appreciate what you do, man. Know you're trying to do good stuff, right?
Maybe
Um,
we'll see.
yeah, there's a couple things I feel like a lot of people in your space they never bring up, and I don't know, maybe it's a good argument if you'd be willing to play along a little bit. So say you pull up 2 Timothy 3, and it's not, if you've heard a lot of these apologetic discussions, you know a verse that's very popular there, but it's not that one.
Okay.
So, to actually, maybe I'll reference it. So, towards the bottom, the one that everyone likes to talk about, they're like, all scripture is inspired by God and is useful for teaching, right? But then you scroll up a little bit, and it says, as Janus and Jambres opposed Moses. And it's like, who the hell is this guy? I don't know. He's not. We don't have any text that refers to them, and there are a bunch of these throughout.
You said 2 Timothy 3, right?
Yeah,
All right. Which verse am I reading? I have it on screen.
verse 8.
8. All right.
Yeah,
Just as Jonas and Jambres, I'm probably saying that wrong, opposed Moses, so also these teachers oppose the truth. Okay.
yeah. We have no idea who these guys are,
Okay.
and that's odd when, all scripture is inspired by God is useful for teaching. We have no idea who that guy is, and we have similar stuff in First Kings 11. I'll just read it. It's one verse. We got so in First Kings 11, Solomon he did something that was bad. Honestly, who cares for this purpose? And then we get to verse 41. Now, the rest of the acts of Solomon, all that he did, all that is, are they not written in the book of the acts of Solomon? I don't have that book. And
Okay.
there's another one in Numbers.
Numbers what?
In Numbers 21, uh, they're doing their conquest or whatever, and we get to, wherefore it is said in the book of the wars of the Lord, Wahab and Supa and the Wadis and Arnon, like whatever. So my issue with that, we have this. Why am I supposed to be confident in the canon when it keeps making reference to stuff that we don't have at all?
Yeah.
I have no idea who Supa is. Well, probably someone does because maybe it's a location. Janice and John Brace, nobody has any idea who that is at all.
Yeah.
And the Book of the Acts of Solomon, I don't know who that is. I trying to read this a little bit, and I'm like, oh, finally, because if you read First Kings, it starts off and uh, what's his name, Solomon. God visits him, and he's like, "What do you want?" And he says, "I want wisdom. For that, you will get everything, and you'll get the kingdom, unless you do bad." Which, it might be a contradiction. I think it's at least in tension. Where in 2 Samuel, uh, David is told, "Your sons will have the kingdom." Period. There's not a conditional to it.
Mm-hmm.
But then for Solomon, it's, if you do bad, you won't have the kingdom anymore. So to me, that's like foreshadowing. We're going to get some cool Solomon betrayal stuff. And then you
Yeah,
have
it's
what's
for sure
propaganda.
foreshadowing because people wrote it, but it
Well,
is
yeah,
for sure.
it's a book, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
But putting my
like that.
cards on the table, I recognize this is literature, and I'm
Well, I
and
mean,
people write
I don't. I
opinions
like.
about
Let me ask you this real fast because I should have asked, but I like to let people do their thing first. Like, do you believe this at all?
it. I mean, we got some historical kernels,
Well,
maybe.
when I ask, the
Uh,
only thing I care about is if you believe all the shit I would call bullshit.
no.
Okay, so do you think they're I actually let's just get straight to it. Like your what is exactly your point? I just want to make sure we're on the same page here or not. What is your point to the
Okay.
call here? Yeah.
So I think it's weird that we have this canon built up, but it makes references to other stuff all the time, and we don't have it. And I think that should shake our confidence in the canon for the people who have that confidence. And I feel like that's an argument that counter apologetic types never really bring up. I
Can I
know,
say this?
yeah.
Because one of my things, if I don't know how long you've been around or watched my videos, a lot of my videos, if you really listen, the point of them is to show that this book was created for the people in their time. And that goes exactly towards what you're saying. This is a real book, and I think it's more interesting the reality of it. I love this book, not for any other BS that we made up, but because there was a huge group of people that made this book for what they needed to further whatever agenda that they had. And I think that's amazing because that's what's always going on in history. We're doing the same shit right now. What we call like all of our Bill of Rights, our books, our constitutions, these people were doing the same shit. Like it's just like a group of people trying to build the world how they think it needs to be. And whatever reasons they have are the reasons they have. It's also why I don't judge what they believed. They didn't have the information that I have. I get that they believe the crap that they believe. Like, so it's cool. I just never understand why we now think that, like, why do we act like what they said was true? It's just like really weird to me. Like,
It's a lot of inertia.
it's true in the way that yes, these people thought what they were believing is true, and I grant that. Right? Like maybe they really did think somebody rose from the dead. But guess what? If David Blaine rose from the dead today, right now, would I really believe he rose from the dead? No,
And we got a dozen of those, right?
I have more information now. But if I transported David Blaine back to the first century, he would be a damn king. He would be able to make people just be amazed. Like he does some amazing shit. Like real talk. That's why I'm bringing him up because like he fools me sometimes, and I'm
I
like,
might
what the
push back
hell?
on that a little bit.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I want you to. Yes.
I'm going to pick on the one thing that I just disagree with, obviously, because I agree. It's more interesting if you're like, this is a historical thing, because then you could actually like learn what people think. If you assume that it's all divine or whatever, then well, it just says what you already think. There's nothing to learn, right? Um, but if you went back to the first century and you were like a magician, I don't know how successful that would be. Maybe, but there were detractors. There were people saying, "Oh, this is a superstition. You guys are silly." And we did have historians at the time who, when they reported on a miracle, they'd be like, "This is what I've heard. This is what the story says." And that's not, what Luke tells us. He just says, "This is what happened." But there were people, not everybody, but there were people who were more skeptical. Certainly less.
I would say probably more people were skeptical at first.
And who is it? The author of Sherlock Holmes,
Mm-hmm.
Arthur Conan Doyle. He is a fairly modern guy, right? And he believed in magic. Like he was friends with some magician, and he's like, "You're actually doing magic, and I'm going to prove it."
Okay.
And he's a fairly modern guy, so I don't know how much I want to say I know better because it's modern times. Like, obviously, for like physics or whatever, fine. But just in terms of
Oh,
trying
okay,
to
I
be
get your point.
critical,
I think
yeah,
my point was um David Blaine has to do way more crazy things to make me believe. And if I put him back in it, like, I don't know, like say he levitated back then.
yeah.
Like, I think it would be amazing to those people. Like, to me, it's like, hold on, I know something's going on. I don't know what it is, but I know. He still tricks me. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't know if you ever seen his street magic. Like, when he did it, I'm like, there has to be something going on, but hell yeah, it looks like he just floated. I think those people would not even be able to comprehend that he could be faking it. Like, how can he fake floating?
That might be harder to imagine. Yeah.
Well, just because he's on the street and he doesn't have anything, he just floats. Like, that's what I mean. Like what does that mean? What is he doing there? Um and and now that I said that, I might push back on myself a little bit. I am looking through a video.
Yeah.
I think that might be where you might be correct, and I might have to correct myself on the floating part. I'm seeing it on a video. I never saw it in person, so I have to take back that a little bit.
Oh yeah, I don't know what the situation would be if he just like did it in front of me, you know. But at the
Yeah,
same time,
yeah,
it
yeah.
was it Houdini? I don't know, some magic guy, whatever. And he made the Statue of Liberty disappear.
Oh, I think I remember that. Hold on, let me see. You can keep talking. You could.
You said something about the Bill of Rights,
Mm-hmm.
and I might qualify that a bit and say it's more like the Declaration of Independence, because the Declaration of Independence is this big statement of like philosophical intent of propaganda, right? You'll never get charged with a crime for violating the Declaration of Independence. I guess same for the Bill of Rights, because that's more for what like the country is allowed to do to you. But the idea is the Declaration of Independence is not legally binding, right? And it's, I mean, we don't really have good reason to think that any of this material was used as legislation the way the Bill of Rights would be, where certainly it's for propaganda reasons. They're trying to show, look how many laws our guy was able to come up with. I think it's Dan McClellan who said, like I did the archaeology, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that with whatever archaeology we've done in ancient Mesopotamia, they could not find any texts, any legal court cases that cite the Code of Hammurabi. And they suspect very similar for like the Covenant Code or Leviticus, whatever it was. And that one of the theories for why we get rabbinic Judaism, where they're like arguing over the exact ways to follow the laws, is that nobody was following the laws before. So by the 3rd century, when people want to start following the laws, all of them, they need some way to reconcile the ones that don't actually work together. Like, do you not wear mixed fabrics because Leviticus says so? Or do the priests wear mixed fabrics because Exodus says so?
Mm-hmm.
You need some sort of leadership to choose. And that doesn't mean they're choosing right, but you just need some way of deciding.
Yeah, I think we would agree there as far as I'm saying, maybe we're both saying this, just different words. This is the reason that these things were made. For all the reasons that you and me could sit here and say, it makes sense in that way. When I started not believing this anymore is that it made more sense when I made it in the forms of how we work as man and humans than when it was about God. Like, this book makes no sense to me when it's about God. It makes all sense to me when it's about human beings. Like, I don't know your take on that.
I like that you're covering both sides, not just, I can explain it if it's natural, which you can pretty easily. That doesn't mean we know every single detail, but we can see motivation, we have precedent historically, sometimes copying historically, but also, supernaturally or whatever. Doesn't really make a lot of sense, It's, a lot of theists want to say, oh, he's got all the perfections or whatever, / is all the perfections if they're one thing. But, at least based on what we have with the Bible, good communication is not one of those perfections. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
To have come down this way.
Were you ever a believer? That was one of the tough ones for me.
I remember really distinctly in like kindergarten saying God is in that chair. But other than that, I really can't think of too much where I was like confident beyond like, well, I don't know if the Big Bang makes sense. I mean, what's before that? But that doesn't really get you anywhere meaningfully, right? And
yeah, I used to tackle that one with
I didn't understand the science,
Yeah, I used to tackle that one pretty easy. It was the fact that I was pretty honest, and I still believe totally, but I wouldn't use that as a debate argument when talking to one of my friends about the Big Bang, because I knew they could say, well, you're saying God was always there. That means the universe was always there. And I knew that like a long time ago when I was young. I'd never use that argument because I knew that they could kill my argument. And maybe even for them, it was a better argument because I'm saying God is outside of the universe. They're just using the universe. So I'm actually adding an extra step. And like I said, I remember thinking this at like 10 years old. So it's like, I'm never going to argue with somebody about the universe beginning or not, because I am saying that God never began. And this is just me kind of going back into my believing body.
Yeah, I mean, either way, you have a problem. Either something or other there forever, either something or other started at some point. And whether you have a God or not, it doesn't really solve that issue. Both solutions seem like a problem.
Yeah.
We're both uncomfortable with something starting. We're both uncomfortable with something going off forever. And God is just another layer in that. So I don't really know what we're getting out of that adding another thing.
Yeah, no, we agree totally. Yeah. We agree.
But it's something I've been trying to do because I do have a philosophy minor, so I'm like, I can try to be annoying or whatever. And, I'd like argue over whether like numbers are real.
Yeah.
I would say no. But I think sometimes when other like counter apologist types critique each other, sometimes they get caught up in like definitions. Like, I saw someone saying, oh, it's such a bad question that shows you don't know what you're talking about if you ask, well, who created God? But that's not the point of the question, It's to prompt, well, nobody did. And then you can say, well, that's just special pleading. Why can't my thing go back forever?
Right. Yeah, 100%.
And maybe there are times where we're just picking fights for no good reason.
I would say we're only picking fights for no good reason because, and I do mean this, by the way, and this is literally the point of me talking to people, is just realizing I'm not going to make a Christian or any believer disagree and not believe. They will do it themselves if they see the evidence or hear what they need to hear. So my point to everyone is we all get to this point where we just either make shit up or face the not knowing. And I'm trying to get people to embrace the not knowing. I'm not saying I know. I don't know if there's a God. I don't fucking know. I'm going to say that. But let's stop making shit up. Like that's all I am saying. Let's stop making shit up. And if there is a God, we will find it. If not, stop making shit up. Like that's like literally, if I could say anything, let's stop making it up. It's ruining our damn society. Let's stop making shit up. And like I'm just saying that, I'm just using this as a time to just say that because I'm so passionate about that. If we're going to make shit up, we never can come up with good laws. We can't come up with good things to do for the future because we're just making what we're planning up. Like we're building off of fake shit. So if you can't prove it, shut up. Keep it to yourself. Go research it. Go do something, write a journal, let people peer review it. If it's true, guess what? It becomes science. If we find God, guess what? It just becomes science. Like, that's all it is.
I've had people push back on that before.
Like, of course people do, but I'm just
yeah, I mean, obviously.
Like, of course people do, but it's just like, just stop it, guys. Like, if you can't prove it, shut up. Like, I really mean it. Like, if you can't prove it, just shut up and come to me when you can prove it. Because I'm the type of person that I will test it. If you tell me, hey, Jay, find God exactly this way, I will go do it. Like, I'm that crazy, by the way. I've tried to find, well, no, you can give me any test. I've tried to find demons to prove God, bro. Like, that's how serious I am about this shit. I would literally sacrifice myself to the devil to find out if God is real. Like, that's like people think that's crazy, but that's how like important this crap is to me. If I could find out if God is real, I will do it. I'll sacrifice myself for the damn world to find out God is real. And I will share it and go burn in hell as everybody knows that God is real. So I am so serious about like just show the evidence. Stop making shit up. So many people are getting hurt by people making crap up. Like that's my main thing, man. Like, let's stop doing this crap because it's destroying us. And if you can't prove it, go home. Sorry. Like, that's all I had to say in that.
I think I have a good test for you.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. So.
And then we got one more person up here, so yeah. I'm gonna.
All right.
All right.
I'll share this test then. Okay. So a lot of Christians say, and then they'll backpedal if you try to test it, that prayer works or whatever, right? But if you pray for a good thing, well, you know, God doesn't like being tested, right? But what if you do a bad thing, right? Because then that excuse doesn't seem to work. You can just get away with anything because that counts as a test. Well, if you look at Deuteronomy 28, it says, but if you will not obey the Lord your God by diligently observing all these commandments and decrees, then all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. And then you got a list of like a dozen things, wars and plagues and cannibalism or whatever. And to me, that was like, okay, I disagree with the arguments people make that if you ask for something good, you do good, you don't get rewarded. Well, okay, divine hiddenness, whatever. I think that's a bad argument, but it's at least an argument. But when I look at these warnings for disobedience, that doesn't make any sense to me that it wouldn't happen. If you do the thing you're not supposed to do, and it says this is what'll happen, it should happen.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I mean by the testing things, man. But I there's no test. I think you like the test you just said. Like, I've done everything, man. I'm not even joking. I am so serious right now. Like, my wife used to think I was creepy because I literally would try fucking everything. If somebody,
you know, Gideon tested.
If somebody told me, like, I used to do sigils and shit. You ever heard of that crap?
I've played Sigil, the Doom map.
Yeah, but I'm just saying how much I will go to try to prove that the supernatural is real. But anyways, I got one more person up here, so I'm gonna let you go, bro. Thanks for calling in, man. Let him jump in and give his spiel. All right, I appreciate you, dude. Thank you. Hello, what's up?
Hey, peace be with you, man. How are you doing today?
Hey, actually, pretty good, man. It's my off day, so I enjoy that. What should I?
Yeah.
All right, what you got for me?
I was listening to you. So you ready to actually do what you were what you were wanting to do? Are you ready to test, observe, and repeat?
Yeah.
Something All right. So
Let me tell you this first, real fast, so you know my background is
Okay.
I used to be this me, but opposite. I used to be the guy. I was preaching to my friends and giving them information. So I just want to. I'm not gonna go on a long spiel, but that was me. I'm doing this opposite now. So just to give you a heads up, I've tried a lot of things, brother.
Yeah, I bet you haven't tried this though. You ready for this?
All right, go ahead.
All right, let's dive into it. So first of all, where is the data? So we have a question. We have let's first of all, let's understand we just woke up, we're in the world, we have life in us now, and we are in this created thing that we are in.
Okay.
Where's the and then somebody, we observe people saying the word God, God. Some people have many different words within society of this understanding. So my first step is this. Where is this data that people are talking about? Where is this data found? Do you know the answer to it?
Where's this data? I would say the data can only be found through our perceptions.
Well, no, so your parents, let's say for me, I'll give myself an example. Let's say I'm raised in Roman Catholicism.
Okay.
So I didn't choose it. I'm just born into it, right? I'm born into it. And,
Yeah.
and my parents tell me, don't do that. God's not like that. God, who's God? Where did they get that ideology? So I'll give you an example of data. Data is found in the book. It's a book that was written long time ago and is presented in time. And everyone that reads the book creates a religion from the book. So the data of the information that we're trying to test, observe, and repeat, right? That's found in this book. Are you following me so far?
Okay, yeah. But why? I'm going to ask why the book. I was waiting. Like, why is it the book?
All books are written by men. All right. Mathematic book, 1 + 1 = 2. This is also a book written by men. We can get this book in school. We can observe it. We can test it. We can repeat equations. And we can say, oh, this mathematic book, it's true. Right?
Okay.
Would you agree with that?
What about before books?
Before books, we had oral traditions that people would teach. For instance, the first person to give you counsel ever in your life was from who?
Through speech. Yeah, one of the parents. Or somebody, some person. Yeah, somebody.
Another human, obviously.
Yeah.
So the oral tradition in the manner, that's what we say an oral tradition is.
So to go back what I was saying, I think we agree. I just use different words. I use perception. And to me, as human beings, we perceive other human beings. Let me say it that way. So I'm with you right now. Go ahead.
All right, very good. By the way, with that word perception that you used, I actually wrote a theory. It's a thesis it's called the perception fallacy. So if your perception is off and you don't perceive a truth about something, you can be in a fallacy without even knowing about it.
I would probably agree. So go ahead.
All right. So now we've determined where the data is at. Now what we need to do is we need to define what the data is calling God, not what religions and everyone else has said in their own interpretation. We need to go to the data and analyze it and say, this English word that they translated God, it actually came from earlier version words, Elohim, Adonai Elohim, Yahweh. These are stemming from pictographs, so on and so forth. We can dive real deep into it. But all in all, we want to analyze basically what the book says God is. And in this, I discovered something about it. So the book does not say that God is a long-bearded man in the sky, right?
I'm going to let you finish. Keep going.
Well, the book doesn't say that, right?
Oh, you're asking me a question. Okay.
It doesn't say that.
No, because I've heard other humans' perception, and they did not describe God in that way. So no.
So we want to strictly stay. Remember, we're doing a test.
Right.
We have to strictly stay with the data, not with outside sources. We don't want to muddy up the data. We don't want to
Okay.
dirty it up with someone else's interpretation into it,
Right.
because then we can get perception fallacy.
All right.
So in the data, I read in the book, and the book tells me that the word God or the word Elohim in the original Hebrew language tells me, and they also did artwork, by the way, of this. It's called the menorah. You ever know what the menorah is?
I would ask this real fast. Why are we starting with the any Hebrew book? Like, there were human beings around way longer than that.
Yes, and they were speaking oral traditions, but we don't have any data. You know, like we don't have a recording of what they were saying. You get what I'm saying? Like we have to stick with the data. The only data we got is in ancient manuscripts that archaeology has found.
The only
gives us the data.
Let me just I want you to continue, but I just want you to continue. I want to help you to talk to me. So,
still mad at my argument.
What I'm saying here is, because I perceive it as the data that I have, I assume that people 300,000 years ago were looking at pretty close to the same moon I'm looking at, pretty close to the same stars I'm looking at, and they lived in the same environment besides the technology. So that's what I would envision as being able to prove to myself, like, oh, other people saw this, even if it was 1,000, 10,000 years ago. So that I'm using that as data as well, and not just writing.
Well, we can't use that kind of data.
Well, why not? Because, like, to me, it is written into.
Well, the reason I'll explain. The reason is because a lot of, like, there's academic personnel, and some of them will say that Egyptians, because of the sun disk that they drew, they were worshiping the sun based on that data. But then there's other ones that say, no, that's not true. It meant a Ra, which was a god, and it's a action of what the sun does. The sun is a giver of life, and Ra is a spiritual entity that is also a giver of life. So we're only reflecting the sun as an analogy of what the spirit could be. Through the physical, we're manufacturing what the spirit realm possibly could be like. So the Egyptians either worship the sun, or they just use this as an analogy in art. We cannot make that determination because we are not present there. We can only assume
But we
this
get
data means one thing or another thing. That's why I say we don't want to dirty up the data by even our own interpretation of what we may think someone else was seeing or feeling.
No, I get you. But the cool thing about being in the future is that I can pretend if somebody had the same information as me, they would be able to decipher what they believed better. So I get that you're saying, like, hey, back then, if I was back then without the information that I had right now, I get believing what Egyptians believed in Ra or whatever they believed in. But now I get to gather their information, and I do get to add it with my own information. Because, and if there's a God, it wouldn't matter what time, right? Like, it doesn't matter.
It would if you, let's say, for instance, I'll give you an analogy.
Okay.
Many people in the ancient days, they worshiped the volcano as God, and they did sacrifices to the volcano as God.
Okay.
Now, in our day and age, do we still view the volcano as God?
We have a different volcano, would be my point. Like the volcano,
our perception would change of what they viewed as being a volcano as a god in their perception.
Correct. So, like me and you right now, right? Like we would, like most people that I talk to, we agree so much on everything because science is that awesome that we just get to the point to where, oh, science hasn't proved something yet. This is the whole God of the Gaps thing. That's why I get the God of the Gaps. The God of the Gaps, I get it.
I'm about to fill those gaps in for you.
All right, that's fair. But I'm just letting you know, like,
we're I'm about to fill it in for you, and we're gonna test it. We gotta test it, right? We gotta test it, observe it,
I'm just saying. I'm just
But
saying.
we're looking at what. So in ancient day, let's say you get an ancient parchment, and it
Okay.
tells you the story of ancient people, how they used to sacrifice a virgin and throw them in a volcano.
All right.
So
Okay.
we would be able to maybe test that, do archaeological digs, see
Yeah.
if bones are around. You know,
Oh.
we can observe things and
Or we would throw people into the volcanoes and see how it didn't do anything.
yeah. Or well, I'm just saying that in a physical world we can.
But no, I'm saying that for a reason. I'm saying that for a reason. The reason we don't throw people into volcanoes anymore is because we did it. It didn't do anything. And then people revolted and said, nope, this is not happening anymore. That's all that happened.
Yeah, but I'm about to show you how God intervened.
All right, go ahead. All right.
I'm telling you, it's going to blow your mind. You're going to see the word of God completely different now than any religion has ever told you. You're going to see it different. So just in analysis manner, we're only going to use what we in society today, not what they in society back then said God was, because we now know that volcanoes are no longer our God that is written about in our books that's given us our religions today. Correct? You following me so far?
Yep.
In that statement? Okay. Now in this book, and this you're going to love this. This is so scientific. God is scientific.
All
in
right.
the book, it states. Now we'll get back to the other thing. You know what a menorah is? The menorah, it's got 7 candlesticks. The menorah, you know, the Jewish Israelite.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. So in this, the menorah that's being created in the stories, so we're looking at data. Moses is told to make something. There's a reason why there's a reason, right? There's reasoning why he's making such a object, right? So we discover what the reasons of that are, and then we discover what the meaning of this is in reference to the God word meaning. And we discover that the God word meaning is not an imaginary man in the sky. It's not something that people in society have concocted in the imaginations of their religions as some invisible entity. It's actually an entity that we ourselves deal with every day, and we don't realize it.
All right, so let me ask you this real fast. Do you believe in an actual being that's there that other people call God?
Define being.
Like,
does he have flesh and bone?
No, but
okay, because our book tells us that God has no image.
I would say there is this mind that is there. I never really could come up with what it's doing. It's also part of my deconstruction.
Well, let's look at the mind, for instance. So when you define the mind, right?
Yeah.
Is it a tangible or intangible thing?
That's what's tough.
Our book tells us that God, this God word, is intangible, meaning he's not.
Well, the problem with that and what I grew up in, which is Christianity, that it would make God tangible when it wanted to, and then make God not tangible when it made it.
Don't dirty up our experiment. And bring
but I'm saying,
our doctrine now.
Aren't you dirtying it up too? Like, where are you getting this from? Like, where are you getting it from?
Strictly the data, only the data.
But you said writing. But wait, hold on. Because once you say writing, you're bringing in people.
Writing is data. Pictures are data.
Right, but people lie and people are wrong.
I'm only going with the data of where religions, right? Because that's our argument. Atheists don't say that God, and they don't, or someone who, let's say, worships an ant doesn't go to the books that Hindus and Christians and Buddhists read. I don't even know if there's an ant book that people read if they worship ants. I don't know if they've even wrote the great ant story.
Yeah, but do you see my problem is that Unfortunately, and like I said,
asked you from the beginning.
I
asked
don't.
you from the beginning, right?
Okay, maybe.
Where's the
Okay.
data? Where's the data at that
Well,
we are?
oh, okay, yes, but my point is, like, it sucks because the only data we can get are from the things that we know can be wrong. Like, what do you say to that?
Very good. Yes, because I'm going to show you how it got wrong.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
You were saying that, and I'll agree with you. In Christianity's belief, they believe in a triune God where he has three personalities, three persons, and one of them is a fleshly thing that dwells with men.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So now we have that mind that you were talking about, intangible, becoming tangible.
Right.
But wait a minute. The book does not say that. The book never said that God himself became a man. It says that.
That's what Jesus says, right?
Wait a minute, wait. It says the Logos, 1 John, in the beginning was, that's critical, was is past tense.
In the beginning was the word.
People read their Bible, they don't really read punctuation marks or anything else. They just see the word, and then they start making these conclusions based off these letters that are jumping out. They don't see punctuation, nor do they see past or present tense words. So,
all right. So, what verse do we need? In the beginning, the word was with God, and was something like that, right?
And the word was God. And in the Greek, it's the Logos. Now, we need to identify, because remember, we're looking at critical analysis. We don't want to dirty up. We don't want nobody else in our ears. We just want to look what the book is writing. The word Greek Logos means any and all data. That's basically what it means. Any and all data. So a cat, a dog, trees, plants, flowers, anything that could be is the Logos, the data that could be. And that was in the beginning with God, was God, was. And a prophecy, for instance, a prophecy, which is a word that tells you of a future event, is also part of that data. That's part of the Logos. It's that word, a certain prophecy.
So I'm seeing logos, parentheses, logic, an appeal to reason through facts and clear structure.
So it's data. Facts is
data. Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah, I just wanted to read it out loud. Okay, all right.
Go right ahead. I'm not going to lie to you.
All right.
It took me years to get where I'm at, right?
Okay.
Then, because I had to get out of all that muddied water. I had to get to the purity of God in that sense. Then it says that a word of the Logos became flesh. Now, when I ask Christians this question, I say, what became flesh? And they'll say, the Son of God. And I'll say,
and you're calling that the data.
And I'm looking at the data, and I'll say, wait a minute. In the book, it says Spirit gives birth to.
I don't know.
Flesh gives
crap.
Birth to.
Sorry. Hold on, guys. I apologize.
So I'm trying to see how far you're along. You should know these answers. Spirit gives birth to.
1 second, brother. I gotta plug up my light.
Okay.
Sorry.
Did he mute himself?
We are good to go. Go ahead, brother.
All right. Now, when I ask Christians, it says, and I'll repeat this to them. I'll say, Spirit gives birth to. You can type this in. If you want to Google the verse, say, what verse says Spirit gives birth to, flesh gives birth to, and then tell me the answer after you pull the answer up from Scripture. Remember, we're looking at the words, the Scripture, nothing outside of it. And then you tell me, Spirit gives birth to
Spirit spirit gives birth to life.
Spirit gives birth to spirit.
What, life?
Flesh gives birth to flesh. But you're absolutely right with the life thing, because one of the spirits that I'm about to tell you, remember the menorah 7, and in the book it describes what God is, and it literally tells us that God is. Are you ready? I want you to read this. I want you to read this for everybody.
Do you have a verse? Go ahead. Give me the verse.
Revelations chapter 4, verse 5. Let me make sure that's the proper one. I believe so. I'm not much of a quoter. I know it's there, but I'm not much of a quoter, but I believe it's Revelations chapter.
Remember at the end of this, you told me you're gonna give me a test, by the way. All right?
Yep, we're gonna get to test these things.
All right. I just want to go back to that. Make sure.
All right. So read verse 5, Revelations 4, verse 5.
All right, Revelation 4. All right, verse 5. Here we go. From the throne came flashes of lightning, rumblings and peals of thunder. In front of the throne, 7 lamps were blazing. Wait, are you sure about that one?
Just keep reading. It says 7 lamps. We already know that there's 7 lamps, and we know what those. Now, from the book, we know what those 7 lamps to Moses represented. All right, but keep reading, because it's going to tell you something about something that's very critical. From
the throne came flashes of lightning, rumblings and peals of thunder. In the front of the throne, 7 lamps were blazing. These are the 7 spirits of God.
They are the what?
7 spirits.
So God is what?
God has 7 spirits. That sounds weird. That sounds weird to me.
Now we want to know, as a critical thinker, when I saw this, I'm like, wait a minute. Now I want to know what these 7 spirits are. Does this book tell me that answer, right? Does the book tell me that answer? That's what you would want to know too, right?
Yeah, sure.
I gotta plug something in like you had to.
You're good.
Mine's doing
You're good. You're good. You're good.
All right. I'm good. Here we go. All right. So, yeah, that's all the information we got, is that 7 lamps are 7 spirits, and these are God. God is 7 spirits. Now, where do I find it? These words.
All right. Now, you know what I'm going to ask you real fast?
Go ahead.
How do we know any of this is true about God?
I'm not saying whether we know something's real or not, because we need to test something, right? We ain't even got to the actual testing and the repeating and the observing yet. We don't even know what these 7 are yet. So you want to know if you can see God or know God, right? That's what the truth is. Do we have evidence of God existing? Well, we now have something that's saying God is 7 spirits. What is spirits? The root meaning. What is these things? And what are they defining in the data?
What if I had spirits? What if I needed to know, like, quickly? And I say science, like there's a science experiment, right? I'm trying to survive in the jungle, and I'm trying to think through all of the things that people have taught me to survive. Right?
You're gonna laugh.
So maybe. Well, let me just say it. Let me say it real fast.
You're saying it, but you don't know it.
Let me say it real fast. So I'm in the jungle, and I'm by myself, and I need to comprehend, think of all the things that I've ever been taught.
So you gotta get like counseling. You gotta
in order to. Oh, you sure? Yeah, I got you. In order to survive. Yeah. So I'm like, I need fire. There's going to be
fires. Wait, fire. That's some kind of knowledge, right? You got knowledge how to build it?
But here's the thing I'm asking, just so you know what I'm asking for. Okay. I want to know, hey, I don't have time for anything else. I don't have time to even understand how it works. Science will tell me, hey, you don't even have to understand, Jay. Do this.
Did you just say understanding?
I don't have to understand for it to work. That's my point.
But I'm saying that.
Do you get what I'm saying real fast? I just want you to get that. All right. So if I'm trying to start a fire, I don't have to understand how it works. A scientist person or any scientist can be like, hey, Jay, just do this. It doesn't matter what you believe. The fire will start.
Can I just interrupt you real quick? Because if you don't understand how to make a fire, How can you make it if you
No,
have
no,
to
no.
understand?
Not understand. No. Understand why. Like maybe I misspoke. That's fine. Understand why it works. I don't need to understand why. I just need
You
to know
don't
the
need
instructions.
You don't need to comprehend the methodology of the mechanism of fire.
Like if I rub two sticks together, I don't need to know why that works, right?
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's called the method, the methodology. You
Correct.
don't need to know
Yes.
the method. You just need to get warm, and you know that you got counseled one day by your mom and dad. They gave you some knowledge of how to rub some sticks together, and you know it'll set a spark and make you warm again. I don't need to know the mechanics or the method of how it's working. I just need to get warm.
All right, it's cool.
Agree with
So you know that what I'm looking for then.
Yeah.
So I
What
need
you're looking for.
I need to find God by rubbing sticks together. I shouldn't have to believe anything.
Right.
Like, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Yep.
All right, go ahead.
Everything that you have said, you're going to be shocked.
All right.
So we want to know what the seven spirits are, right? Because we've defined God is the seven spirits. What is that? Now we go and search through the books, and we've got many chapters describing what they are called. In our
Okay.
religion, I don't know about you, but in my religion, as I grew up, we had these words. They were called archangels, like Michael, Gabriel. You know those names?
Yep.
Those names ring a bell?
Yep.
You know the meanings of those names?
I think they each do. They have abilities. Each have some kind of ability, right? Yeah.
So I'll give it to you in a quick method. The original we'll just take Gabriel for instance. The original is Gabor El. El means God. Gabor means power or might. So Gabriel, later in the English, they translated Gabor El, which is not an entity. It's the power of God. It's an action. It's not an entity, it's an action. They later took it in their interpretation of the religion. Remember, we don't want to dirty up our analysis. But they interpreted Gabor El and turned it into an entity and then turned it into Gabriel, which is the same meaning, power of God or might of God, might of El, power of El. So just to get that, Michael is who is like God, or in the Hebrew, it is everlasting Father. So now we go and we want to go to the seraphim, because we know there's seven seraphim, there's seven
All right.
angels.
We got to get there, man. We got to get there.
All right.
All right.
So Isaiah chapter 11, verse 2, read for us what these spirits are that rest on someone who said that they were the living temple of God himself, the living temple. And these,
All right, hold on. Sorry, I got to check something. Sorry. I'll be back, guys. One moment, brother. Sorry. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. All right, family man got to check stuff out. Just say it. Family man got to check stuff out. So
keeping your audience entertained. So to recap it, I don't know if you heard it or not. The recap it is Buildings are made of bricks, and bricks where people say God is at, they're all dead. There's nothing there. It's just a dead building. You agree with me, right?
Bricks. Not there. Dead building.
Dead building.
All
People
right.
say God's there. Let's go to the look, brother. Let's go to the building where we're gonna talk to God in this building. I don't think so. Do you believe it? I don't.
I'm still waiting on my experiment, bro.
So let's go to Isaiah chapter 11, verse 2. And you tell me when it defined God as seven spirits, then tell me what those seven spirits are. And if you can, speak it to me in the Hebrew language, because you're going to start saying these seraphim, or what they have called now archangels, names. You're going to say Michael. You're going to say the mighty God, the might of God, power of God. You're going to say Gabriel. But I understand. Just read it in the English, and I'll translate it into the Hebrew if you'd like. But go right ahead.
Yeah, I
Isaiah
see.
chapter 11, verse 2.
Yeah, the Spirit of the Lord will rest on him, the Spirit of wisdom and his understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and fear of the Lord.
So the Spirit of the Lord in the Hebrew is described as this thing called the Ruach of life itself, which they translate as HaKodesh, meaning the holy breath of life itself. Not Holy Spirit, holy breath of life. So, for instance, logically and reasonably, if I had no life and you had no life in you, we could not get any counsel or any of those other six spirits. We would not have anything logically and reasonably if we had no life in us. We could observe nothing, we could test nothing, we could repeat nothing without life. Life is the holy of holies. 7 of them, out of one of them, he's called the Holy of Holies, which is life itself, the very spirit of the Lord himself. You understand that? The HaKodesh.
Oh. Okay.
So that's life. Don't dirty up the water. Let's just acknowledge life is part of our Creator. That is life. Is that data? Now that's data.
There's a lot of assumptions here though, right?
Well, can we test life? Can we, first of all, what you would want to do is define life first, right? Because we got the 7. You've read the 7 now. We got it. Now we need to define what each one of those are.
Yeah, so let's start with Spirit of the Lord. What the heck is that?
That's the very holy of holies, the breath of life, the
Cool.
Son of God.
But do you see my problem we're going to get for a second? Because now, as a human being, I'm like, well, wait, what the heck do you mean by Holy of Holies?
Okay, so remember what I said. Without life, none of these others could even be possible for us to observe.
Right, I get the word life.
That's why it's considered out of all the spirits.
So are you calling spirit
the holiest?
Are you calling spirit life?
No. Spirit, it means, remember I wanted to redefine that. Spirit means not tangible. You can't give life a hug. You can't give life a kiss. In the essence, like a human being you can hug.
Okay, so
you can pet.
Spirit is just a description of something. Like it's a description.
Yeah, it's a non-tangible, has no image, right? No, there's no image to it in that sense of God has no image.
Is life spirit?
No, because, well, it comes forth out of the non-tangible and it enters into tangibleness that you and I can observe in the material world to say.
Can you have spirit without life? Can you have spirit without life?
No, because life itself is the essence of awakening or consciousness. If we want to talk consciousness.
Okay, that's what I was trying to see what you meant by it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So in consciousness, now and of life, we can't see. There's not like a color we can see that consciousness is or any of these things, right? They're not a tangible thing. But can we? It's like the wind. You can't see the wind, but you can see movement of trees moving, and you can observe.
I can measure it though.
And measure it. Yeah, you can measure the wind. You can observe the wind, but you can't physically see it. You can feel it on your skin, but it's not physically seen. No one has seen the Father except for the Son. So you can't see.
Wait, isn't that a contradiction right there? You said no one's seen the Father, well, except for the Son.
But the Son is part of life. He is the light. That's why it's called the Holy of Holies. So
all right,
I'll give you this analogy.
We're using the Bible. Hold on.
Wait.
No, hold on, because I got to make sure to ask these questions. Because we're using the Bible, which means we are saying that there's like some prerequisitions to what we're talking about. So I am saying, like, the reason you're saying the Son is well, sorry, say that again about the Son and the Spirit one more time. Or the Father, Son and the Father.
I'll give you an analogy first so that
okay,
we can
go ahead.
understand
Cool,
Spirit.
go ahead.
Remember, we can't see this stuff. We have to observe it in this world to say whether something exists or not. So your grandfather gave birth to
my mother.
Or
our father. Sure. Yeah.
And your father gave birth to
me.
And the essence of what your grandfather had was called life, and he passed on that life to your father, and your father had life in him, and he passed that life on to you.
Sure, so, that's genes. The genes passed on.
Well, we're also talking about the breath. Remember, because the spirit of life is called the HaKodesh, which is the very breath of life, the holy breath of life, in a sense. So, the Father gives life to only one begotten. Only one thing came out of the union of when the Spirit moved across the Mayim.
I have a big problem with this because I have answers without all of this, without having to do all of this through the Bible and everything. Science can show me where life comes from, how we evolved, how things get passed on, without all of this, right?
Science cannot tell us where the source lies.
Yeah, no, it does.
We can only observe what the source is creating.
Well, no. The reason I hold on.
Our own interactions.
Yeah, hold on. The reason I'm saying that it does is because we know how things get passed on, and that's through genes.
Where do those genes come from?
Through the lineage of reproduction. Like
engineer. So it's called back engineering.
So like you will pass on. Right.
You're gonna keep going all the way back to what? Where are you gonna go back to?
That's where we get to the point where I said we all have a problem.
But we don't have the source.
Well, the source.
If we had the
source is what we call life. The first thing to ever be what we call life is not the same thing as now.
Life is a word that we call what we observe. We call our observation life. We're not calling that animation of consciousness life, because consciousness cannot be perceived. We can only observe what consciousness is doing in works of human beings, actions.
I don't think everybody calls life the same thing as you're saying though. Is a tree conscious?
Yes.
Okay, so like that, but that's not like so. Okay, so you agree? There's different levels of life, consciousness.
Guess what our data tells us. That's what the data says. It says that God, the Father, the Creator, pours out His Spirit upon His creation. So all life is on a spectrum.
But do you see my problem? Like you are throwing. Hold on, brother, because you are throwing in something that we have not proven yet. That's my problem.
What are you trying to? Okay, now.
So like we have not like no hold on really hold on, because like I don't want you just speaking and not even like talking to me here, because my point is like there is no proof. Like I agree with you what life could be. Like I can see it and I can understand what you're talking about, even if we don't exactly know what life is.
Let's just define it. let's just define it, right?
Well,
That's
but-
what we do in a test. And when
But
we do
hold
an
on.
experiment, we
But I need
define
you.
what
I need you
something
to
is.
understand this. I need you to understand this because what we're doing is throwing in other things. When you say words like God, I don't know what you're talking about. When you say life, I think I know what you're talking about because we can come to some kind of understanding. When you say God, you are literally to me making something up because we don't
No,
have any
because
proof of God.
We defined God earlier.
No, like you don't define
No.
you don't define God by saying it's life.
It's 7 spirits. It's
What
in
what
the
okay,
book.
but what does that mean, brother? What does 7 spirits
1
mean?
+ 1 = 2. It's in the book.
No, okay,
The book
but
that
what
we're analyzing
cool.
says that God is 7 spirits.
What is 7 spirits? What is that? Not what
You
not
read Isaiah chapter 11
hold up.
verse 2.
Are you not getting my question? Because
I get your question.
okay.
You gave us all the answers already.
No.
Write them down. It's a math problem. You should be writing it down.
All right, do you want to go through it? Let's go through it. All right, hold on. The Spirit of the Lord. What is that? What does that mean?
The Spirit of the Lord itself is life.
So why are we saying the Spirit of the Lord? Why are we using those phrases? Why?
Because the Spirit of the Lord, without it, that's why the last one is fear of the Lord.
No, don't skip.
Because
We're literally going to go down one by one.
Without life itself, we have no experiences to experience anything.
So we don't need to call this the Spirit of the Lord. You're literally just saying life. We're making something up.
You could just say life. Oh, very good. Yes, that's what I did.
All right, so this book doesn't need it. It's not needed right now. We're going to go down the line. At this point, this book doesn't add anything for me. When it says the Spirit of the Lord.
Wait a minute. You said, because your thing here, your title is God. If I would have asked you earlier, define God, you would have gave me some fantasy of religious connotation.
Yeah, if I defined God, it probably would have been the Christian God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now you have the truth of what that book literally is telling you. So now that you know it, guess what? Yeah, because now it's in you.
But I've read the book before. I know that. I'm saying the book doesn't make sense.
Let me ask you this. Where's the kingdom? According to the book, where's the kingdom of God at?
There's different things. Jesus says it's in you too.
In you.
You. But there's but obviously that's not the only thing because obviously there's a place too. The devil.
There's
the devil goes there.
There's the kingdom of heaven and there's the kingdom of God. So see, when people read their book, they forget that. There's two. There's the kingdom of heaven and then there's the kingdom of God.
All right, let's get straight to the point. How do you know these things are true?
All right, now.
Let's skip.
You got to test. Now, life, right? Define life. I'm going to define it for you so we can move forward. So let's get a definitive thing. And we're going to look at, would you agree with Merriam-Webster's dictionary or Oxford dictionary and the definition of life itself? It says, life is the quality or state that distinguishes living organisms from dead bodies and inanimate matter, characterized by capacities for metabolism, growth, reaction to stimuli, and reproduction.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
We do this so we can lump in all life. What we're talking about when we say life consists of these things. It has a metabolism, it's growth, reaction to stimuli, it reproduces, it's characterized by different capacities.
Yeah, I'll agree with pretty much that. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so now we have that life done. Consciousness, in the sense. Can we observe life? And how would we go about testing this? Because if somebody came to you and
life
is real,
I'm gonna joke, but you poke at it, and if it moves and reacts, you call it life.
How else though? We want to be scientific about it.
Yeah, but I'm saying you poke at it. If it moves away, you're gonna call it life.
Or if it yells out, or so, okay,
Sure,
okay.
sure.
Well, what about a plant? We can poke a plant; it won't move away.
Well, there's a ways you can make a plant move, which is why I would call it life.
Okay, so the sunlight comes down and it
Yeah.
reaches up. Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
you can
That's two
manipulate
ways.
prints. Yeah.
So what we're doing, we're gathering observational data, right? That's what we're doing, gathering observational data on how we can say, hey guys, life is real. No, it's not. What if I said, no, you're lying, life ain't real. Show me evidence that life is real. And you do these things, and you give me the evidence that has to be repeatable as well. Testable, repeatable, and observable. Now
All
we
right.
can establish.
Now we
you and I
lock.
can
Now we lock down what we call life. What's next?
All right. Next is counsel, spirit of counsel. Remember what I asked you? Who gave you your first counsel to begin with?
Another human being.
Another human being. Can we observe that? Like, could I have sat and watched your mother counsel you how to say dada?
Yeah. If we had a recording, you would be able to see it.
I could see it. Anything else I could observe counsel? Like, do you have a school when you go to school? You have this counselor at
Yeah.
school, and what do counselors do? What is counsel? How would I understand define? But remember, we defined life. Now we define.
I guess counsel would be trying to understand somebody to help them through something.
Do we want to look it up, or do we just want to blindly just give a
If you want to give me an exact definition, I'm trying to get to this test. I want to get to this test, brother. That's
right.
That's what I want to get to.
Counsel means advice or guidance given to someone. It
All right,
also refers to a lawyer or a group of lawyers. So
I think I got that pretty good. Go ahead.
And okay, so can we say that is real? That is a living part of a living truth. It's a truth that it exists.
I'm going to work with you here. Go ahead.
All right. Next would be what you were doing with the fire. Remember, you wanted to build a fire.
Yes. Help me build my fire.
Knowledge. I don't know how to build one. Did you get counsel and knowledge how to do it? Because I don't.
I mean, I read this book, the Bible. I read the Bible. The Bible told me to do many things. I did all of those things, and none of what it said would happen happened.
You didn't get how to build a fire from the Bible. Don't lie to me. Don't say how.
Hey, I'm telling you. I'm saying the fire that I want to build, I did all of that, and none of it happened.
I'm saying
the mustard seed. Have the faith of a mustard seed. I guarantee you I had the faith of a mustard seed.
Okay.
Guarantee you.
But we're not building a fire. Remember, we're just getting to test. Can knowledge be testable? Can you test knowledge? If I gave you a test at school?
Yeah. You can test knowledge. Yeah.
Can I observe how someone might be a little bit smarter than another person?
In certain categories, yes.
Yeah. So we can observe different spectrums of this. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Is it repeatable? So if I teach you something, can you teach someone else, and they can teach someone else how to fish and live forever and eat again and again, right? You understand? So
nothing in the Bible does that for me. Maybe not nothing.
We're remember what we're defining. God. Is God real? That's all we're questioning. Is God real?
All right, hold on. You know what? Let me
God is real.
Let me help you here. Because God shows up in the Bible, right? Do you think the Bible is accurate or no?
When you say God shows up in our data,
yes, I like how you say that. Yeah, God shows up in the Bible.
Could you define where?
All right, so let's just go from the beginning. God is actually walking with Adam and Eve. Correct?
It doesn't say that. No.
Yes. It says God walked with them. Yes.
Wait a minute. G-O-D.
Yes.
Wait. We have to look at that word, because remember, you're looking at an English word, and sometimes the English word.
Wait, hold on. What is this? Genesis what?
We gotta go to where in the Bible does it say God walked with Adam in the garden? Are you saying
it doesn't?
Genesis 3 verse 8.
All right.
Well, no, I'm not going to say nothing. We're going to let the book tell me.
All right. Then the man. This is Genesis 3:8. Then the man and his wife heard the sound of the Lord God as he was walking in the garden in the cool of the day.
Oh, tap on the word Lord.
And they hid for the Lord and God among the trees of the garden.
Now, we can't just skip over a word. We got to
Oh, did I miss a
identify
word? Did I miss a word? Sorry.
data. It's data. It says English. It says Lord. But what does that mean? I'm illiterate. I don't know what Lord means.
But it says Lord God. Lord God.
It says this. It says this.
Lord God.
It says Jehovah Elohim is in the garden. Do you know who Jehovah Elohim is?
It's God.
It's the Son of God in a vessel of human flesh called Yahweh.
Wait.
I am that I am.
You're saying that Jesus was in the garden? You don't say that. Don't say that.
Yes, I'm not saying it. This says it. What did Jesus say? All right, when Moses goes, not me. Look at the data. Don't look at me. Look at the data.
Bro.
Moses goes to the burning bush, and this man that's there at the burning bush tells Moses, when Moses says, "Who do I say sent me?" He says, "Yahweh, I am that I am, sent you." I also.
All right, hold on. I gotta stop you here.
I have another name that no one knows me by. And what does he tell Moses that other name is?
Wait, Moses didn't speak to Jesus.
Moses spoke to God face to face, it says.
All right, wait. But Moses didn't speak to Jesus.
Hang on a minute. Hang on now. We got to get this understanding. God the Father created only one begotten Son.
Wait, hold on. Wait,
what
you
did I
think?
just say?
Hold on, because now you're saying Jesus was created when people say Jesus wasn't created.
No. Wait. Stop. Because you're getting something confused. You keep thinking Jesus is the Son of God. Jesus is called the Son of Man. He's flesh.
So what do you believe, brother? What do you believe?
Wait, I'm giving you evidence of the book. It ain't me. It's the book says this. Now, I'll give you evidence. The Father. It's stated in our book. How many people did the Father beget? 2, 3, 4, what?
He begat a few people, actually.
The Father?
Yeah, like because like there's some kings that they talk in that way too. I just don't know who it is.
No. Like you're talking about King David, where God says, "This day I beget." I have
there you
begotten
go.
you.
Yeah. That's begetting. If we're gonna use words, let's use them.
Oh yeah. I understand what you're saying, but when you go into the actual Hebrew of that word "begotten," remember you're looking at an English translation. That word there is not the same word as when it's talking about his son. His son, the begotten in that Hebrew word,
let me do
the
this.
same as the Hebrew word.
Let me do this because I'm running short and I got one more person, so you can get to your point. And if we need to call again, I love talking to people more than once. But my point is, how, like, if there's all of these, why would God make it this difficult? Let me just straight up. Yeah, but either like let's say I'm dumb right now, right? Like let's just say you got everything and you're correct. I'm just gonna say this real fast. Like if you're correct and I can't get it, why would God make it that difficult?
It's not difficult. What happened is this: you and I and everyone else in the world, we were told by a religion the interpretation of your book. They told you, go read your book. And then you came back and said, I read it, and now they want themselves only to interpret it for you. So that's all the information you've ever had. You've never had this information. No one in the world except for me right now has ever had this information, and I'm sharing it with everyone because for 40 years, I did a linguistic study on the holy books and the words and the pictographs of where each and every letter came from.
So do you believe in the Book of Mormon too, or what? Like that's like me, I would say that's the newest one, if we don't count Scientology.
Yeah, well, to me, the Book of Mormon is just a man's version in the sense of trying to add on like another generation of men that are following the word of God. Now they want to write their goody book as well. I'm not saying it's a bad book, because the Book of Mormon, it teaches you to be a better man, like all religious books. I don't hold one religion better than another.
Except for the
You know what I'm
racist
saying?
part of it, but it's okay.
Well, I mean, come on, like that'd be like me saying that a white person's better than an Indian or a black person.
No. I'm saying there's
you can't say that.
No, I'm saying there's some racist parts of the Mormonism. But hey, I'm gonna let you finish up so I can let the next person get in. So,
So
do your wrap up.
Just be quick. All we were doing in this analysis, and at my channel, Captain Skeleton Man. You're
Captain Skeleton Man.
Yeah,
I'll check you out, brother.
I write thesis papers, I write music and everything else as well. I do lots of different things. I don't just do this.
Captain Skeleton Man, everybody. We're going to check him out. All right.
So, all I was doing for you is God real?
We don't know. We don't know.
All I did was extrapolate to God, and I told you what God was, the seven spirits, and you keep saying you don't know, but yet we analyzed it, we tested it, we observed it, we repeated it. So in the definition meaning of that word God, it's real, my friend. All
right. You know what I'm gonna give you real fast. Everything that everyone says God is, they're just talking about the universe. That's what I'll tell you. The universe is just the universe. You can call it God all you want, but it's just the universe. So, all right, brother, call me back another time, and we'll talk again. Thank you, man.
All right.
All right. Yes, sir.
Have a good evening, man.
You too, brother. Thank you. All right. Next up, there is no name, so I'm talking to IGWL7. You are unmuted. Hello. I'll give you a few seconds to fix mic or anything, and then I'm going to jump to the next person because I'm running short on time. All right, I don't hear you.
Hi, can you hear me?
There we go. Now I hear you. What's up?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
I'm great. How you doing?
Good. Do you believe in God or no? Because I want to make sure I end this. Okay, go ahead. Give me your spiel.
So no, your title says it, like why evil things God does.
Yes.
I'm sorry, no why. But, have you ever read like Isaiah 45:7?
Let's pull it up. I don't remember it, but we can pull it up. I always spell it wrong. Isaiah. There we go. 45:7. Go ahead if you already have it up. If you want to talk about it.
I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Had you ever read it?
Yep, I see it now. Yep, I know that one.
Yeah, so the word in Hebrew is ra, which depending on the context is going to mean like evil related to morality or evil related to a catastrophe. So what kind of evil you think God is making?
I would ask you this because I make people be honest. I want you to tell me the evil things that I think God did, because I know you know, and I know you can pick out some without having to ask me. So you tell me in the Bible what I think God did is evil, because I promise you, if you're honest, you'll be able to say it.
Like the flood.
Sure, let's start there. Thank you. You were right honest at the beginning. I appreciate it. So the flood is evil. So show me why it's not.
We would have to define what is evil, but
unnecessary suffering, probably.
So you base your evil concept on pain. All right. Something that produces pain.
Unnecessary. That's key.
Sorry. Okay, so the thing is, God was the creator of everything. Every
I'm gonna agree with you there. Yep.
Every animal, every human, he put life.
Why'd you say he like that?
Oh my God. I'm sorry, I'm not a native speaker.
No, I'm saying, like, do you think God's an actual he or what?
Yes.
That's weird, right? Like that God would be a he? Isn't that weird?
Why is that weird?
Because if God is the creator and we're all in God's image, yet there are male and female everything, that seems weird that God would be a he.
Mm,
You ever thought
just
about that one?
But it's doesn't matter.
No, it shouldn't matter, but it's weird that you say God is a he for sure. That's weird. Because to me, it makes sense that God isn't either. God would be both in a way if we're all created out of God's image.
Well, he didn't reincarnate as a woman when he came to Earth.
But do you see my weirdness to this? like,
Yeah.
like,
No.
all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, why? That's a little weird that God would be a he. Anyways, go ahead. Let's get to your
Yeah.
point because that's off subject. Go ahead.
So what I mean is that we cannot define anything in life. We cannot define anything. If you try to define every word that you use to define any concept, you will just fall in an infinite loop, and you will realize that we are unable to completely define something. So when you say evil is anything that causes unneeded pain,
Unnecessary.
unnecessary pain, is your definition, which might not make it official.
So what's
but
evil to you? Let me ask that. Let's
I
come
cannot
to
define. I cannot define. Evil for me is whatever that breaks God's will or
So
commandment.
then I would ask, because I couldn't agree with you or disagree with you until you showed me what God is, or what God is. Let me just say it
That's
that
an
way.
impossible question. That's an impossible question.
So then my definition of evil, I could present to you reasons of why. You cannot present any reason to me why your definition of evil is something that you can't explain. I could, even if I'm wrong, by the way, I would still have more evidence than you, because I could be like, hey, look at this person screaming, or look at this animal screaming. It obviously doesn't like what's happening. Now, the next step me and you would be like, is like, wait, is it necessary for this animal to be screaming? Do we have a reason for this animal to be screaming? And then we would go down these lines of logic in a way, and we would decide if at every point it's necessary for this animal to be going through what it's going through. I'm going to avoid the words for a second. So it's like, is this necessary for this animal to be going through it? You would say yes, you would say yes, and then eventually you would say no. And then we would have to decide at that point if that is unnecessary, and that's what I call evil. So if something is happening to a creature that it doesn't like, and we don't have a reason to do it, that is unnecessary, which is what evil is.
Okay, so you're referring to this God as evil, this God that created the heavens and earth and the earth, because you know it from the Bible. Am I right?
Yeah, I am talking about the Bible God. Sure, yes.
Yeah. So how do you know that these animals felt pain when that happened?
I'm an animal. I feel pain.
No. The fluid animals.
There were people, and I consider them animals, and they felt pain. Drowning, I've almost drowned. It's not
Were
fun.
you there?
Yeah, you don't hear me?
Yeah, were you there with them?
No, I'm saying I have personally almost drowned, and it's not nice.
I have personally drowned, and it was not that hard, to be honest.
Well, okay, maybe you reached the other point. I've heard this too. I was before the actual drowning point, and that's scary as shit. If you ever actually drowned, I have heard people say what you said, so I'm not going to go against that. But before that point, that shit was scary. I didn't reach the point maybe you're talking about.
I can tell you this. I was like 10 years old, and I remember trying to hold my breath as long as I could until I just gave up. And the last thing I remember was breathing. So I
to be fair, I was being held underwater, so that's where the fear might have came from.
That's exactly what happened to me. A bigger boy just hold me. I tried to punch and everything, but I had to breathe. And the water came in, and then I lost
All right, but I'm getting off subject, so go ahead and continue what you're saying. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is that it might be scary, but we don't really know if they felt pain, and if they did, this is a God.
But what I'm telling you that I felt pain, right? Like just assume I feel pain. Like,
okay.
Like we can go off of that. We know people experience pain, right? Starving is pain. All of that is pain. So let's go on the things that we can prove. So people feel pain that is unnecessary. Why? Now go from that. Go ahead.
But you know that pain could save us some time. Like if you leave your hand over the oven without even noticing, you could lose your hand. Maybe pain is there for a reason. But whatever, the pain is just the feeling. Let's focus that this is a guy who created earth and heaven, and he created all of these animals. So he's like the owner of all of these creation.
Oh, please don't tell me anybody can do anything they want with something they own. Don't do that, bro.
You cannot.
No, man. That's
with your body.
I don't think you would agree with that, really. Like you're saying that if one day we create a human, like we create something, you think we should be able to do whatever we want with it? Like if it's alive. Like if we really find out it's alive, you really think it's okay for us to like do whatever?
Like you're talking about something that has never happened.
Yeah, but it has happened according to you because you think we were created. So I am saying, you are saying if anyone at any point creates something, they are allowed to do whatever they want with it?
I think you're focusing on your feelings instead of the reason of the creation.
No. This isn't feelings because my feelings could be that, hey, I created you, so deal with it. I want to treat my kids that way sometimes, but guess what? I have empathy. So I am like, yes, my kids should listen to every word I say, but since I know they're human beings and they have their own feelings, I ignore what I think should happen. So just because I am the ruler over my children, I do not behave in the way that you're saying is okay. I don't think it's okay. I could, and you're correct. I have so much power over my family. I literally could do anything I want to them.
You don't have it.
I do. I do. I see.
Kill your son. Go ahead.
No, but I'm saying I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't.
You cannot, because you have not given the authority. You have not
wait,
given the
hold on. Are you saying that people don't harm their children?
What do you mean?
Like people harm their children all the time.
Yes, they do.
So I'm saying, like, you're saying that's okay because they're the parents and they have the power? Because all you're telling me is that the most powerful person can do whatever the hell they want. That's all you're saying to me.
They have never been able to do whatever they want. Hitler was stopped. Genghis Khan was stopped. All of them have been stopped.
Yeah, but they were
died trying to do what
they were stopped by who?
By God.
What? God?
Yes, by the owner of the land.
I have never heard that in my life. Are you saying that Hitler? Yeah.
You are assuming that the flood happened. And that's a historic fact that you get from the Bible, but you don't want to get the God from the Bible. So I don't know what God you're talking about, because if you're going to reference the flood and the order for killing other armies and countries and people, you need to take the same Bible as the source.
Oh no, I don't agree with how people do that. No, I will not say just because I am doing a critique on the Bible that I have to pretend to believe like you believe, because that's not true. Me and you could both see that there is a leader that we have in this country. I don't know if you're in the United States, whatever. People in the United States can all agree that there is a leader that we have. Some people agree with what the leader's doing and some don't. I am one of the persons that don't. So just because I believe that there is a leader does not mean I have to be okay with everything that leader does. So no. God, if God is God, like the Bible God is shitty, and the Bible God might be evil. Nobody like
But
what makes God have to be good? Can I ask you that? Like
but I
what?
read you the verse. I told you that catastrophes and evil you're feeling come from him. What is the problem?
Oh, okay.
What
So
is
you're agreeing with me. Oh, okay. Wait, you agree that God makes evil? Like then what are we talking about?
But I'm reading you the verse. That's why I started with this. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil.
Okay, so are you saying that God has the right to be evil?
It's not that he has the right.
Okay, I'm listening.
No, he doesn't have any rights. He just do, and there's nothing we can do to stop. What is the problem with that? What is so inconsistent for you?
So
Yeah,
wait.
evil,
So I get that somebody that's more powerful than me can do whatever they want with me. I agree with you. 100%. I agree with you. That does not mean as I'm dying, as they kill me, I cannot call them evil.
Again, I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying like if somebody's more powerful than me, they literally could do whatever they want with me.
Yes.
It doesn't mean as they're doing whatever they want to me, I have to agree with it. You agree with that, right?
Oh no, there's not a problem that you are not agreeing with it. That's not a problem at all. You cannot agree. You're
Okay.
capable of it.
Okay, so we agreed that it's okay for me to think God is evil then.
Of course, yes.
Okay, so then now what is the next point of what we're talking about then?
That he doesn't discard that he's God.
Okay, so then now me and you would have a different discussion a little bit, and I know and I appreciate what you're doing. You're just on the topic, because we would literally skip over all of that. If you're agreeing that I could say God is evil, but you're saying God can do whatever God wants, I don't think you're not calling that evil. You're just saying God can do whatever God wants. So my point to you would be, why? Which religion do you believe in?
Christian.
All right, so if you're a Christian, I would ask, why does it say God is good? And why not just say God is whatever, not even good or bad? Why does it say either of them? But it does say God is good.
Again, I form the light and I create the darkness. I make peace and I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. It's not that I say it because I found something good in him. Is because the Bible says.
All right, so why do you believe the Bible?
Why do I believe it?
Huh? Like I appreciate your honesty, by the way. I think this makes the discussions a lot faster. So it's just like, okay, cool. I honestly agree with you. If the Bible God is real, there isn't shit I can do about it. I will say that right now. If that's true, there's nothing I can do about it. Yes, cool. Now,
Yes, that's good.
My next point to you is, why do you think that the Bible has it right?
The Bible has it right?
Yes, like why did the Bible get the God right? Because there's plenty of gods. So why is the Bible correct?
Yes, of course. So Bible says and it states, especially through Paul, that God has chosen some people to be His new.
So you're a Calvinist.
Yes. I'm a Calvinist.
So could you be somebody that's not selected?
That's not what?
Could you be somebody that's not going to heaven?
No. If
how would you know?
Because I cannot believe any other thing now.
No, but you're saying it's predestined no matter what.
Yes.
So Jesus also says that there are many that will call out to Jesus, and He will say that He doesn't know them. So there's definitely a lot of people around that think they are going to be saved and they're not, right?
Yes.
So you could be one of them, right?
No.
That's not. Then you're not a Calvinist. Then a Calvinist, a real Calvinist, would be able to admit that they also could be going to hell. Any Calvinist that says that they are for sure going to heaven, to me, I would call disingenuous. I'm not going to say liar. People have been telling me to stop saying that. So it's just like, I'm going to say you're not being honest. Because if you're a Calvinist, you are saying that you don't know who is going to heaven.
Calvinist. I don't know what the rules are of Calvinism. I'm just,
Well, you're saying it's all predetermined, right? You're saying that it's all predetermined, right?
Everything is predetermined, yes.
Okay, so you don't know if you're going to heaven. You have no clue.
I cannot prove it to you.
No, but literally, if you are saying it is predetermined, unless you are telling me that you can know the future, you have no clue if you are one of the ones that's going to heaven. You can't know.
Yes, you can know. In fact, in Romans.
So then you don't believe in predeterminism then, unless you're telling me that you're a god.
No. Look, in St. Paul, who says that we are predetermined, it states in Romans that you can know how you will go to hell or no, and it is if you are adapted to your old ways, and if you are in the form of your sins.
All right, let's go through your daily life. Do you think you live for God completely?
No.
Okay, so then you're going to hell.
But that's not what it says. It says.
Do you follow Jesus like Jesus told you? Do you give up everything and follow Jesus? Only those that follow Jesus will go to the Father. Do you do exactly what Jesus said? No. Of course. So then, yes, you're going to hell too. Then, welcome with me, brother. We're both going.
Okay, let me show you a text. Can you go Romans 7?
Romans 7. All right, Romans 7. All right.
Romans 7.
The reason I'm bringing this up is because everybody says they're going to heaven, and nobody wants to follow the Bible like it is. It sounds very convenient to me that. No, I'm not going to really follow the Bible, but I'm going to heaven anyway because I chose to. My point to this is we are literally making this up on the fly. Like that's all you're doing. You're making it up on the fly. You would never say you're going to heaven going to hell because you can't be that honest. Like you could never be that honest because that's why these religions were made up. Why isn't there a religion where everybody's literally going to hell? Like, why didn't anybody come up with that religion? The reason is because all of these religions were made to make ourselves feel better. This is all made up, brother. And you're proof of what I'm saying. The fact that you can't admit that you possibly could be going to hell, like, is my point. You are the same. You are the same as everybody that wrote these books. Why didn't they write like they're going to hell? Nobody that wrote these books say they're going to hell. Why do you think that's the fact? Why do you think that's true?
But can I answer? Yes.
Sure. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So it says in Romans 7, 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am a carnal, sold under sin. For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I. If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that it is good. Now then it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing, for to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. For the good that I would do not, but the evil which I would not that I do. Now if I do that I would not, it is no more that I.
It's basically saying if you follow Jesus, you'll behave a certain way, right?
No. It says that you cannot follow all of these statements. When Jesus came to the Jewish people, he said, okay, it's not about not killing someone. It's not, you heard that the law says don't kill, but there are many ways to kill someone. You can just not kill your neighbor if you are upset at him, but you can just like never ever determine him again, and that is equally punishment, because you're practically completely removing him from your universe. So that he says like nobody can fulfill these commandments. Just accept that this law is to show you that you need me. You need me to save you. People say
Sure, I,
people
get- I get all this, brother. And I'm not like the only reason I'm rushing is because I got short time here. Like, I get all of this. My point, my point.
Give me a minute. You've been talking like 5 minutes and I try to answer.
No, because my point to you is what you're doing is still saying you're kind of ignoring my point. My point was that you think you know while you're telling me we don't know at the same time. So I'm calling that out. That's what I wanted to focus on. Why aren't there Christians, I'm putting quotes, that don't admit that they could be going to hell? Like, why does everybody that think how they believe is the correct way?
Let me answer in 1 minute. Let me answer 1 minute.
1 minute. 1 minute. You got it, bro. 1 minute. Go.
58-59-0. Okay, I'll start. So I'm gonna take some context to answer this to you. I was so happy when I didn't know God. I was so happy. I had this feeling that I was completely free. I could do whatever I want, and I was not going to be ever judged by nobody. That was also good for me, and I felt good for that. Then something happened. Something really personal happened. I came to the Bible because I hated God so hard. I came to the Bible to discard him because I didn't want to believe in him. But well, I had no choice. So now my days are horrible because I know every day that I'm doing wrong. But Bible also says, whoever believes in me, that I have put your sins in me and died for those, whoever believes that I did that is gonna suffer with the sin, is gonna suffer with that, but he will be saved. That is the only way to be saved. And I'm a stupid slave of this. I cannot put it out away from my mind. I suffer all the day when I'm lazy, when I'm a liar, when I want to stare other girl that is not my wife. I suffer every day because I know it's bad. But now I have a hope. I have a hope that God has taken that sin away from me, and my fight is not in vain. I'm suffering against sin. It's not that I want to practice it, and I've been noticing a big change in my life because I left porn. I left a bunch of dishonest practices that I did, which I thought that is impossible. Nobody's going to take this away from me because I'm a fucking addict. I'm an addict to this. Nobody, and he did. And every day I can see it in my life. And,
all right. That's a minute. All right. So, okay. I understand what you're saying, and I understand that anyone, and this is not to discredit what you went through. Anyone can find something that is inspiring. So my question to you, and we will have to just cut this short, and if you want to call again, that's fine. My question for you to think about, and I'll think about what you said too, is why can other people become better people without the Bible also, and do the same things that you're talking about, right?
Yes, they completely can.
Right. So then it can't be that the Bible is true if other people can get it from things that aren't from God. Because I became a way better person than when I was an evangelist person trying to convert people. I became a totally better person. I dropped a lot of addictions, that stuff like you're talking about. Like, I stopped that after. Once I realized that shit wasn't real, I became a different person. So I have a total counter to what you're saying, but I'm not saying what you did is any better or worse than what I'm saying. I am saying it must be something else going on, and it can't be from the book, because when I followed the book completely, I was a horrible person. And when I stopped following the book, I became a better person. So, like, it can't be what you're saying, and that's my point. Call me back another time. It's not your fault that I got to rush. I hope you call me back. I'll talk to you another time, brother. Thank you.
Sure.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tip.
Yep. All right, guys, I apologize. I have a family event that I didn't know about that I got to end the call. This was really good, by the way. So we're probably going to continue the Fridays at this time, but I got to go take care of my family because that's most important. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you didn't get on the call, there was somebody waiting. If you didn't get on the call, I'll be back on Monday. I have a video for you guys tomorrow. So you guys check out the video and be sure to call back Monday. I'll be back live Monday. Thanks again, all you guys. Don't forget to throw away your feelings, open your minds, and question your beliefs. Peace. Nope, can't get my button. Where's my mouse?